Welcome, you have reached Imperial Sports, and today's video is Doc Rivers is out as the Clippers coach. According to all the major sports platforms, Clippers have gone in a different direction for head coach, and Doc Rivers pretty much confirmed it. This is his Twitter page that he's thanking basically the Clipper fans for the opportunity and everything. So it's really no true bad blood on everything. Uh, on them getting a new head coach. And I knew, and I think what it really would confirmed it is when the Lakers advanced to the NBA Finals. That was like the seal right there. I believe, and this is just my opinion, if the Lakers would have got put out by Denver, the Clippers could deal with that, and they would have just figured some things out. Maybe got some new pieces next year, and figured it out. But the fact that the Lakers advanced and they built this team to compete with the Lakers and advance, Doc can't get it done. He's not reaching the guys. You have Doc Rivers, who back in the day was 3-1 with the Orlando Magic. He lost that series back in the day. Uh, he wasn't like he get a lot of clout, like one of the best coaches. He been in the game a long time, but before they got the big three and the Celtics, they were just another mediocre team, losing seasons, barely getting to the playoffs. All they had was Paul Pierce, and they was trying. Nothing that he was doing was working. Then the big three came, and then it changed things. He won the championship, and he never excelled after that first championship. And of course, KG had got injured, and then he never really came back the same after that knee injury. Then he moved on to the Clippers, and uh, they had Chris Paul. They had what's the other guy named Chris Paul. They had Blake Griffin, DeAndre Jordan, and a couple other players that rotated in and out during that time. They never could get it done. And then when the explosion of Golden State happened, that really like iced them that. And before Golden State even started to win the championship, Golden State started to like really explode as the next team rising and beating a lot of teams, and then Clippers kind of became an afterthought. And then you had Chris Paul request for a trade. He was traded to Houston, and then you had also Blake Griffin traded to Detroit, and then the team pretty much was like they was going to rebuild, and many people probably thought Doc should have been going after them and just start over. But something happened. Doc started getting into. He had Harrell, he had Lou Williams. He started getting, and then at that time, the best scorer at the time I think was Tobias Harrison. And they traded him to the Sixers, and everybody thought, well, they ain't trying to win. They packing it up. And then he got into something. A flame got lit, and Clippers started winning and ended up in the playoffs that year. And that was they played Golden State in round one, and gave Golden State a trouble for a game or two. Pat Bev was talking stuff to Durant, and Durant just showed him Durant and just basically shot over him the whole time. Then they lost. And so, of course, last season, last playoffs, you had Kawhi did what he did for the Raptors, and so when he made the uh, faked everybody out, thinking he was going one place and end up going another, and then end up at the Clippers, bringing Paul George with him, it was like they could compete with the Lakers, and actually everybody had them as the favorite. Most of us did, because they just looked, if they could ever put it together, it would be a good look. But they could never put it together. They wasn't on the floor enough to learn each other on the floor and to fight for one another to get the continuity that you need, camaraderie and all that you need for a championship team. It's hard to do it in one year. Most places don't gel together in 1 year. Um, you could just name a few people that gelled in their first year together, and AD and LeBron is doing it right now. Uh, KD with the Golden State, Steph Curry and them, they did it the first year. So very few teams do it the first year. Kawhi did it with Toronto. So very few players, I mean, teams get it together like that. LeBron didn't do it uh, the first year. He was with Miami Heat, him and Wade. Kobe didn't do it the first year. Him and Paul Gasol linked together. You know, so it doesn't always happen like that. The first time Kobe and Shaq got together, it didn't happen. So it doesn't always happen that way. You had with Barkley when he went to Houston Rockets, they didn't get it done at all. So it doesn't always gel like that. So Doc Rivers is, although a decent coach, I think he kind of falls on the overrated side because he gets more fame for being a good coach. And if you look at his win records as a coach, it's high up there. But he only got one championship. And so that's going to be like a black mark to him. He's going to get another job just because he does, uh, players do confide in them, and he is overall good coach, but he's just not as hyped when sometimes you might hear the hype of Doc Rivers coach. You might think he has the resume of a Greg Popovich or Phil Jackson, where he got multiple championships. He only got one, you know, but he is a decent coach overall. Heck, D'Antoni keep landing in spots. So why not Doc? I really would like this. It's going to be interesting to see who the Clippers pick up as their new coach. I would like to see. I don't know who the rumors is. I don't want to see Tyronn Lue. He was got nice guy, but he benefited off of having LeBron James. I don't want to see Tyronn Lue. Donovan became the coach of the Bulls. There are rumors that D'Antoni might be going to the Sixers, along with I'm hearing now Doc Rivers. Sixers might have interest in Doc Rivers. I would like to see Mark Jackson get a shot. I think he's deserving of getting another shot as being the head coach uh, in the league, and not with a subpar team, with a team that he really could get the opportunity to get back in the thick of it or whatever. You've also seen Steve Kerr as the coach of the Nets, so the coaching spots are starting to fill up. So it's going to be interesting who the Clippers go after, and I like to see Mark Jackson get a shot. I don't hear his name out there too much, but it'd be nice to see him get a shot back into it. Subscribe to the channel. Definitely like the video. Leave a comment on your views and your thoughts. Till next time.